His remarkable Mazda Cosmo all the way to the west for local fans to admire.
Well, Lance, obviously you're a long way from home. How did you find out about Castrol Motorvation 98?
Well, that was a bit of an interesting story, actually. I'm involved with computers back home in Sydney. I work for IBM, and a part-time hobby of mine is to design web pages for companies, and also for my own personal hobbies, which is my cars, my JC Cosmo and this Cosmo. And the website's been up for about a year now. A lot of people from all around the world have been looking at it, including people from Western Australia, and I've had people contact me actually and ask me if I'm coming over to this show. I didn't know anything about it, and they've told me all about it, and in fact they organised with the organiser that I should come over, and it all worked out pretty good, and here we are.
Well, it looks very smart from the outside. The paintwork is excellent. The interior is great. But tell us a little bit more about the workings of the engine and the transmission, and of course the differential.
Sure. Well, it's been a big project. It's been about 3 years in the making, and when I decided to start with the project, 20B was a pretty rare engine, and a lot of hard work was involved. But we managed to shoehorn the motor in there, and we had the twin turbos on there because, of course, the 20B came out in the newer model Cosmo, which I have one of those as well. And we had problems with the twin turbos working, and then we had to go to a single turbo. We had problems with the drivetrain. It's got a rebuilt Series 5 RX-7 gearbox in there. It's had about 3 or 4 drive shafts. It's got a really heavy-duty tail shaft now. I've had 4 or 5 differentials in there. The rear end in there now is a custom-fit HSV Senator rear end, and with 308 ratios, very tall, IRS, independent, limited slip. So yeah, it's going well now. I've got a tilt and twin plate racing clutch in there to try and hold the power. I've had it dynoed around 380 horsepower at the wheels.
What type of dollars do you know you've spent without the man hours, of course?
It's over $100,000 now, which is a lot of money, but because of all the experimentation that was involved in the build, that's why it's been so costly. We've had to try different things, and most things on the car is fabricated.
Good to see. You say it's producing a lot of horsepower. You've had it on a dyno and it's come up very well. Have you ever tried to drag race the car just to see what it'll do down the quarter mile?
Yeah, I have actually, but because of my rear end problems, I never tried it with slicks, proper racing tyres or anything. The best I could do was a 13.3 at 108 mile an hour. So fairly high mile an hour time there, but low quarter mile times because of the wheel spin problem.
Well, Lance, it certainly looks the part. Thanks for taking the time to bring it to Perth, and thanks for talking us here this morning at Castrol Motorvation 98.
No problem. Thank you very much.